Hi guys, Adam Tanner here, Fitness for Life. I really hope you guys enjoyed my Anderson Silva versus Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson video. It seems to be, I'm getting a lot of views now that I'm starting to make UFC or MMA videos. So thank you for that, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that you enjoy those videos. Stop it. Okay, there you go. This is Hunter, my yellow Labrador puppy. Anyways, he's probably gonna try to distract me and ruin the video, but I will not let that happen. Okay. I will not let this happen again. So, in this video, you're gonna be talking about who should Conor McGregor fight next, and if he should fight UFC 200. We're also gonna be talking about RDA, Nate Diaz, Aldo, Frankie Edgar, and Max Holloway. Now, let's just start with saying who should Conor McGregor fight next. It's very simple. He should fight Frankie Edgar, and no, Jose Aldo should not happen. And it just, Jose Aldo had his chance 3 times and he ruined it. First time he backed out of a fight because of bruised rib, and he was medically cleared. The thing is, Aldo was medically cleared to fight Conor, and he did not fight. So that was the first time UFC had to create an interim title, which Conor won, and then 6 months down the line, another fight between these two. This time Aldo shows up and he gets knocked out in 13 seconds. After this fight was done, by the way, Aldo said, this was, I want a rematch and I'm not gonna fight unless it's for the title, blah blah blah. And he said, I will fight Conor McGregor anywhere, anytime. When RDA backed out of the fight 2 weeks because of a bruise or a broken foot, I really don't care. And Aldo was the first guy Dana White called. So Dana White calls Aldo, and Aldo turns down the fight. And he said, this is not a cockfight. Not to Dana, but this is what he said on probably Instagram or Twitter, I can't remember. This is not a cockfight. It's not like I bring my rooster and some stupid stuff like that. You said you would fight him anywhere, anytime. And Aldo's manager said that he's in a training camp in case RDA backs out of the fight. So what's your excuse? He goes like, no, I will fight him anywhere, anytime. If you tell me in 6 weeks before the fight, how is that fight someone anywhere, anytime? That doesn't make any sense. So Aldo turned down that fight. Frankie Edgar also turned down that fight, but he was injured. So I don't know. I mean, Frankie Edgar was looking for a title shot since he beat Club Swanson 2 years ago or something like that. He beat Club Swanson, he fights Uriah Faber. The winner of Uriah Faber was supposed to get Conor McGregor. Well, Uriah Faber was promised Conor McGregor if he beaten Frankie Edgar, but Frankie won, so obviously he should be the one. Stop it. He should be the one to get the fight. Then Frankie comes and destroys Chad Mendes, and I wouldn't give too much credit for this to Frankie, to be honest, because Chad was just, he needed more time to recover from getting knocked out by Conor. And yeah, but still, Frankie is the guy who deserves it the most. Frankie and Conor should fight UFC 200, and yes, Conor McGregor should fight UFC 200. If he doesn't fight UFC 200, who would fight UFC 200? I mean, you're looking, when you talk about UFC 200, you're looking about the biggest names. Like UFC 100, you're looking at the biggest names. Brock Lesnar, and when we talk about the biggest names, we're talking about commercial and also champions. Brock Lesnar, GSP, John Jones was in UFC 100 as well. I can't remember who else was on the card. But it doesn't matter. UFC 200, you're looking at Ronda Rousey. Okay, she's not gonna fight. John Jones is fighting in UFC 199, so he's not gonna fight. So it's pretty much you got the Conor McGregor. I mean, he's the only guy left that has a huge fan base. Conor McGregor and Frankie Edgar should fight. As I said, Aldo does not deserve the fight. And RDA is so damn annoying and needs to shut up. RDA, I hope you watch this video. I know it's a very long shot, but I really hope you watch this video. Please, please shut up. Let me tell you why I'm really pissed off at RDA. 2 weeks out of the fight, he cancels the fight. I was 2 days away from buying the ticket. It was gonna cost me 20,000 Australian dollars to make that trip from Sydney to Las Vegas. I wanted to be a part of this historic event, the first ever super fight, the first ever current UFC champion versus current UFC champion. This never happened before. Now, what did RDA say when he got injured? He goes, "I'm sorry to my fans," and that one really pissed me off. Are you kidding me? You're sorry to your fans? How about Conor McGregor fans? How about UFC fans? How about MMA fans? How about fighting fans? How about people who bought the ticket thinking that they're gonna see this event that you ruined for them? You should apologize to everyone or shut up. It's very annoying, and this is not the thing is, okay, this is not the only thing. After that, on his Twitter account, he said, "I never cancel fights due injury, but accidents happen. You just canceled a fight due to an injury." What? I never cancel fights due to injuries, but accidents happen. You just canceled a fight. So you can't say never, because you just canceled a fight few hours ago. Now RDA keeps on going with his injury, and now not just that he ruined the event, he's now bitching that Conor McGregor is gonna fight Nate Diaz and not who it was. I think his Twitter said he was talking about. Yeah, he was calling Conor McGregor a pussy because he's gonna fight Nate Diaz and he's not going to fight, God damn it, who was a Cowboy Cerrone, right? Now, you know what? If Conor McGregor actually accepted the fight with Cowboy Cerrone, Nate Diaz would have bitched and he said, "Oh, he's fighting the guy who just fought 2 weeks ago because he's picking the easy fight. He started from his fight. He's just out of a long camp and he's just had a fight at 170, so he's picking the easy fight. And Nate Diaz is the tough fight because he steps up. He always steps up. He stepped up before to a fight and he won on 10 days notice. He's training for a triathlon or whatever." So that was RDA was gonna say pretty much, because he's just bitching the whole time about Conor McGregor for no specific reason. I mean, you backed out of the fight, so shut up. It's none of your business who he fights. And if you know what, if you're talking about it, he didn't pick the easy fight. First off, they called Jose Aldo. Aldo turned down the fight. They called Frankie Edgar. I don't care if he's injured, he still turned down the fight. Conor could have just said, "I'm not going to fight." He told Dana, "I will fight anyone, it doesn't matter." I mean, you gotta respect that. How could you call him a pussy and he's doing something like that? He risked it all to fight Nate Diaz at 170. You know what? He could have fought Max Holloway and defend his title and shuts up everyone. And he can wait 6 months to defend the title again, fight RDA for the lightweight title at UFC 200, right? He could have done that. Well, actually Max Holloway is injured. But anyways, he could have taken the number one contender, well, not the number one contender, but the highest guy in the ranking at the featherweight division. It's going to be a bit hard for him to actually do that because of the weight cut, but he could have still done it. He could have done it. And he could have taken a very easy fight. He could have done Dustin Poirier too. He could have done Club Swanson. Any fight at 145 would have been easier than the Nate Diaz fight. But calling him a pussy for fighting Nate Diaz, you know what? Conor also fought Nate Diaz in a 10-day notice. It's not, it goes both ways. He could have fought Chad Mendes again. So, this is not, an RDA did not shut up there. I mean, after Conor lost, he was celebrating that Nate Diaz beat him. I mean, what kind of a man does that? What kind of a human being does that? I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. RDA. You really should be ashamed of yourself. And I would love to say this to your face. I know it's a very long shot, but I really hope that I actually can say this to your face. I really hope that you watch this video. Because you're really getting on my nerve and a lot of other people nerve by doing like that. I mean, you should give the guy respect for what he did. Alright, now, the Nate Diaz fight. I'm a big Conor McGregor fan, but I gotta be honest here. Conor was very stupid. Not that he picked to fight Nate Diaz, well, that as well, but he took a shot. I respect that, but the thing is, look at him walking out to the octagon, right? He looks like he's just having fun. And a few days before the fight, he was on Conan, what's his name? I don't know what's his name, Conan something. Anyways, he was on the Conan show, and he was talking about the capoeira kick that he thinks he perfected and that he wants to break it in this fight. And he was saying that he did a lot of improvements since the Chad Mendes fight, and he didn't get to show it against Jose Aldo because the fight ended so soon, so he's gonna actually try to show people his improvements in the fight against Nate Diaz. And it's true, he did huge leaps, and his head movement was phenomenal. In the first round and the beginning of the second round, he was really great. The capoeira kick did not land. And why I'm saying he fought stupid, because the kick didn't land. It did not land. Just stop doing it. The kicks to the body to the leg was doing great damage. He could have just kept that going. He should have not rushed into knocking Nate Diaz out. I mean, he really underestimated Nate Diaz. I don't think that Nate is the better fighter, but I truly believe that Conor really underestimated Nate Diaz, and it's very disappointing. And you can tell from the moment, this is the only Conor McGregor fight I did not predict, by the way. And I refuse to put any predictions, because Conor McGregor usually talks the truth from his own point of view. What he believes is the truth, that's what he says. And he used to say that Nate Diaz Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is overrated. When he said that, I got really worried, because Nate Diaz Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is underrated. Nate Diaz has the second most submissions in the history of the UFC. That was before the Conor McGregor fight. I mean, I think he's got like 10 submissions, and that's two away from Anderson Silva, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that he's the second highest submissions in the history of the UFC, and he's telling him that his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not good. I mean, come on, Conor, you've got to be kidding me. There's something else that people don't know about the fight. If you think that they only had 1 pound difference, that's not true. Because Conor McGregor showed to the weigh-in at 168, he was hydrated, he didn't cut, and Nate Diaz was cutting. I would say there was at least a 10 pound difference the day of the fight. He's sleeping now. Oh God, that's just heaven when he's sleeping. Anyways, I watched the fight again a few hours ago. Conor really... Oh God, you did not just wake up! Damn it! Stop shaking your tape! Yeah, back to the video. Sorry about that. So throwing the capoeira kick was stupid, and this is the thing that made Conor lose the fight. When he got that punch that rocked him, when Nate started landing, and Conor was like, you know, one of these guys who at a party and he drank too much and everyone knows he's gonna throw up, but he's like trying to hold it and acting like he's fine, but his hands are throwing up. That's what Conor seemed like. No, I didn't get knocked out, I'm not gonna get knocked out, it didn't hurt me. And the punch really hurt him. Automatically thing here, I screamed at the TV and said, put your hands up. You know, Conor fights with his hands down, which I have nothing against that. Nassim used to fight with his hands down, Ali used to fight with his hands down, I fight with my hands down, but there is no way in hell I'm gonna get rocked by a guy and keep my hands down. The second you got rocked, keep your hands up, walk away, try to regroup, try to bring yourself back to it. No, he didn't. He just kept his hand down and he kept taking, he looked like a punching bag against Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz was slapping him. He actually slapped him. And then he punched back again. I was like, okay, fine, that's good. Now keep your distance and keep landing when you can. Don't risk it. But he didn't. He kept his hands down. He got punched. He got wobbled pretty hard. And he looked very, very tired when he was trying to fight back. When he's getting hit. When you get hit, you get tired, by the way. When he's getting hit and he's trying to get back, he get hits to the body. I can't remember if there was hits to the body at that point or not, but it doesn't matter. Then the dumbest thing ever, he shoots to the ground. He should have him take him to the ground. Oh my god. This is the thing I want to talk about. Don't take this situation that Conor McGregor Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not good. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is very, very good. It's not on Nate Diaz level, but it's very, very good. And his wrestling is not that bad as people think. There was 2 or 3 clinches before and Conor won them. And there was another time when Nate Diaz tried to take him down and Conor ended up on top because he was not tired. But the thing is, why it was very easy for Nate Diaz to just, you know, it was like he seemed like he's playing with a child on the ground, really. He bullied him, he butchered him in the ground, in the ground game. And that wasn't because Conor's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not great, it's because he was very, very tired. I mean, he could hardly breathe, look at him. And he was hurt as well. I mean, when you're hurt, it's very hard for you to fight back. Now, Conor tapping, this is the only thing that I think is Conor's, and this is why I used to say the worst 2 matchups for Conor is Uriah Faber and, who's the next? Who's the other one? Featherweight division, Uriah Faber, worst matchup. Lightweight division, worst matchup is Khabib for sure, and welterweight is Wonder Boy. Now, and I said that because Uriah Faber can take a hit, and he's great at submissions. He has the most submissions, I think, in MMA history. In featherweight, I think he's the guy with the most submissions ever. I'm not 100% sure, so don't call me that one, but I think he is. Uriah, said it before and I ignored it, but I should have not. He said that Conor has a chicken instinct when it comes to submission, which is true. I mean, I've been in the chokehold before, I've been in a rear naked choke, I've been on an arm bar before, and it's an instinct. There's just some people that would tap when they feel pain going on the joint, they just tap straight away. It's an instinct thing, right? And Conor does not have that sharpness when he get that. But the thing is, it doesn't matter anyway because there's no way in hell he was going to get out of there. He was gonna go to sleep or he was gonna hold on. There was just too much time to go for him to actually be able to reach the end of the round. I mean, I would go to sleep. Honestly, I would just go to sleep. But that's an instinct. I don't feel the need to tap when I get put in holds. Same thing with Uriah Faber. Same thing with John Jones. Look at John Jones against Vitor Belfort. That was so impressive. I think it was an armbar. I can't remember exactly, but this is the closest John Jones came to losing. It was against Vitor Belfort, and he get him in an armbar. And and I think John Jones' elbow pops out, and he stood up with him, and his arm slipped out or something like that. This fight was years ago, I can't remember, but he got out of it, and if that was Conor, he would have tapped out. He just doesn't have that instinct in him. But then again, don't underestimate him, guys. He could have won the fight. I mean, if the fight was 155, he would have had better chances. If he didn't underestimate Nate Diaz, which is really, it's just annoyed me about Conor. He doesn't underestimate people, and he's always focused. He didn't show that, and it's very annoying. It was very disappointing, but all respect to the guy. The guy deserves so much respect. And guys, Conor McGregor had, I think, 8 UFC fights. Yes, 8 UFC fights so far. 4 out of those fights, 4 out of the guys he fought backed out of the fight days before the fight, and he still did not cancel the event, and he went on and he fought and he won, except for the last one, of course. You gotta give him respect. You know, like Jose Aldo and the idiot RDA, that they're just bitching about him. I mean, they're just jealous. There's no doubt about it, they're jealous. Now, RDA, the thing that's pissing me here, RDA wants a fight with Robbie Lawler. You're stealing Conor's idea? I mean, are you kidding me? You don't deserve a fight with Robbie Lawler. I mean, RDA should fight Khabib and get his ass whooped again. Because Khabib would destroy him again. Conor should be fighting Frankie Edgar, UFC 200. Aldo does not deserve the fight, and Aldo does not deserve a rematch, okay? And whoever is saying that Aldo has been a champion for 10 years doesn't know a thing. Aldo was not a champion for 10 years. He was never a champion for 9 or 8. I don't know how long he was a champion, but it's way less than that. And yeah, I mean, how many times did Aldo backed out of a fight? How many times this guy backed out of a title fight? I mean, how many title fights he had during the time he was champion? I mean, just give the title to someone else. Aldo at 200 should be fighting Max Holloway. Frankie Edgar should be fighting Conor McGregor. And if Conor McGregor wins, he should go up, face RDA if he still has the title, and stay at 155. And hopefully he stays away from Khabib. However, if he loses, I still don't think, well, if he loses and Aldo wins, Aldo should get the title shot. And if Aldo loses to Max Holloway, who is an 8-fight winning streak, then Holloway should really get his title shot. But I really do believe that UFC 200 should be Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar versus Conor McGregor versus Frankie Edgar, because Conor is a champion. My dream fight to happen at UFC 200, just the last thing I want to say in this video, dream fight UFC 200, how epic would it be if GSP fights Anderson Silva? It's not going to happen, of course, but like, fight fans would know what I'm talking about. We've been dying for when Anderson was a champion, Anderson versus John Jones, or Anderson versus GSP, and it was just fantasy. Everyone was dying to see this, and I really hope we can see it, but it's not gonna happen. But it will be an amazing, amazing fight. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support and the comments, and please keep them coming, because I like that. And have a great one.